Are these movies doing well, like in the box office?
Incredibly
well. Are they
well.
actually?
100%.
I've only heard them talked about in a memeing way.
They're good movies, dog.
Fuck off.
Yes, I understand everyone, okay? That it started out as street racing and now it's international espionage. I understand. You're stealing VCRs at first. And now there's magnetic hyperjets that are picking up cars and flying them safely for their getaway. I get that.
You sit there and recap the timeline of the Fast and Furious movies so easily, but you have no idea how impressive that is to just be able to regurgitate 9 movies worth of villains. It's just off the top. That's incredibly impressive.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller have officially confirmed and came back with pictures right about now of Dodgeball 2 officially in the works. I cannot wait. Now, for those that don't know, this is Saturday Morning Cartoons, the greatest podcast you probably never heard of, but your mom loves it, let me tell you. I'm Doug, he's Ray. The 2 best middle linebackers Pee Wee football has ever seen. I swear, 55 tackles a game, coached by John Wilson himself. It has been an absolute pleasure to play alongside this man and just earn so many trophies. I'm talking second place, first place, and participation trophies equally on your grandmas. Welcome back to Saturday Morning Cartoons. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing so good.
Dude.
It's an honor to be coached by John Wilson.
It's an honor to be coached by John Wilson. Now, this has been a fantastic episode. We have so many great things to talk about. But first, we need to have a real moment of silence. We lost a fantastic, fantastic man, host, and stepfather, grandfather, and just babysitter over our sick days and our childhood. We have lost Mr. Jerry Springer himself. This man has been through breakups, through sexual miscounters, stripper battles, anything, you name it. Jerry Springer has been a household name for many a decade, and we show him nothing but respect and love anywhere his family goes. So for you, my friend, thank you, Jerry.
Yep. Shout out, Jerry. Truly, when you talk about a man of the people, he was the man of the people.
Yeah.
Like, there was no better representation of what America truly looks like than Jerry goddamn Springer.
100%.
You know? And the thing with Jerry, too, is, like, that differentiated him. I want to talk about Jerry for a minute. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I
love watching that 11 a.m. Jerry Springer with Dad. Like,
yes.
I love that shit. Like, he was so respectful at the same time. Like, Jerry was in the streets. Like, everybody loved Jerry. It didn't matter, like, who you were, where you came from. Like, when you came on Jerry
white,
Springer,
rich, poor, everyone knew
every culture.
Jerry before World Star.
Yeah.
That's a cultural fact. Everyone was screaming Jerry before they were screaming World Star.
Bro. And he'd get up there with that little fucking skinny mic and say the most out-of-pocket shit with the smile on his face, bro. And they fucking loved it.
And not a single care in the world.
You know? Steve Wilkos, like, they're going after Steve Wilkos or whoever. Jeremy Kyle, he's trying to get his ass beat. But Jerry, like, they want that selfie with Jerry after the show's over.
Let someone rush Jerry. The crowd will rush them. Like, there's just snipers ready to watch over Jerry at the show.
70 college kids.
Yeah, bro. You have no idea what they're capable of. So we bid you adieu, my friend, and congratulations on an incredible career and life. I think Jerry Springer is up there with the men in entertainment that are wholesome to the degree of showing what real life can be like. Steve Irwin, Bob Ross, Mr. Rogers. I'm putting Jerry Springer up there strictly because he was never like...
He's in his own category, but he's still like the respect and the a little bit extra he put into his, you know?
Yes, absolutely. He was a whole other level. Yeah.
I mean, the longevity, like... You know, from
longevity alone.
It's ridiculous.
I think people will still know Jerry for another 10 years. I think they'll still play his shows.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even think he was doing Jerry anymore, first of all. But
he was doing Judge Jerry, at least.
That's right. That's what he was doing.
I don't know if the Springer Show is still going. But
no, I don't believe so. What's your favorite memory of Jerry? Like, your favorite episode? Do you have one? Or a scene?
That's all right. I'd love when they would come out and they would be like, a little scrawny dude, and he was just like had cheated on his
Yeah.
girl like 10 times, and he comes out and he wants to sing her a song or read her a poem that he wrote or whatever in the green room before the show.
Yeah.
Like all of those memories, like
Oh, man. That is so fucking sad.
it is.
Genuinely.
It is. 'Cause
Like,
it wasn't like he was sick or anything. It didn't seem like he was still
No.
like doing shows.
yeah,
and
exactly. Like
still
you.
the same old Jerry we've been watching since we were 10, bro.
Ah,
Yeah. Not a lot of celebrity death gets me because I don't know him, but
right.
Jerry was different.
Jerry
Jerry was always there when you were sick from
Jerry
school.
Springer's death made me the same level of sad that Paul Walker's death made me. Because I had
Oh,
grown
yeah.
up watching him in cinema and everything, and I was just like, oh, we'll never see another new something
Yeah.
of his, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And, yeah. Oh, man.
End of an era, bro. 'Cause
Yeah.
No one did that shit like Jerry.
No one did that shit
and
like
in this
Jerry,
day
bro.
and age, no one's got the gall to even try to do a show like
No.
that.
Someone that... Speaking of Paul Walker, we'll get out of the Jerry segment because I'll start to cry. 'Cause that's a good fucking man. We love you, Jerry, so much. Jerry. Speaking of Paul Walker, the new Fast and the Furious movie drops the 19th of May, and you and I are gonna go watch it.
You said that before.
Yeah, I said that. I think the last two podcasts. I've taken him to go watch it, guys. Like it's gonna
I've
happen.
never watched one.
That's fine. Genuinely,
I know I don't need to. I can't imagine there's much fucking plot.
The trailer literally was like, I'll play the Looper video on YouTube. That's just like everything you need to know about watching Fast 10. Hi, welcome back to Looper. You know, just all like, and you'll just watch that and be like, oh, it really was that simple. It was 10 minutes and 39 seconds long. It explained the entire timeline of nine other movies. Marvel had a 45-minute. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. So yes, you will be going to watch that with me.
Shit, okay.
But they're already starting to make number 11. I'm not shitting.
Are these movies doing well, like in the box office?
Incredibly
Are they
well.
actually?
100%.
I've only heard them talked about in a memeing way of like, oh my god, they made another one. Are they actually doing that well to be working on number 11 already?
They're good movies, dog.
Fuck off.
They're good. No, man.
Jesus
hang on.
Christ.
Here's my take on it. Yes, I understand everyone. Okay, that it started out as street racing and now it's international espionage. I understand. You're stealing VCRs at first, and now there's magnetic hyperjets that are picking up cars and flying them safely for their getaway. I understand. I understand that Vin Diesel can survive anything based off plot armor alone. I get that.
I saw one time Vin Diesel in a car jumped off of a cliff at a helicopter.
And it caught his tire.
Turned his wheel.
It caught his tire.
To catch it.
And he swung onto the next island.
Swung onto the next one.
Yeah.
That's the only clip I've ever seen of the entire Fast and Furious franchise.
That was from the last one, number 9.
That was from 9.
And that was because he was chasing his brother, long lost brother, that they didn't talk about for 8 fucking movies.
Never said a word.
Not a Mia, none of them. He has a sister that they've never talked. Like the sister was there.
Jesus
She married Paul Walker and had kids in the movie. Okay?
Okay.
So that's where she brings in. She's been there since the first movie.
Yeah.
And she's in this one and in the last one. She has a kid with Paul Walker. Like he's like maybe 6 in this movie, maybe 5. Okay. But man,
what an incredible scene.
they sent Ludacris and Tyrese, yes, R&B sensation Tyrese and Ludacris himself, to space in a souped-up DeLorean with a rocket engine strapped to the top of it, and it was made by Bow Wow from the 3rd movie, Tokyo Drift.
Bro,
How can you not go see that?
I mean, I'm sold.
That's what I'm
honestly.
saying.
sold.
No,
Answer me this. Ludacris.
yes.
How many has he been in?
Let me think. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Oh,
So,
okay.
So a few of them.
A few of them.
Yeah.
Has he made more money from the Fast franchise or like his music career?
That I would have to see what his contract is per
Really?
movie, to be perfectly honest with you.
Okay. I was wondering how it was with him.
I'm going to say maybe
That's what I'm saying.
because he was smart like Vin, and he invested into the movies like into the franchise. So he'll make money off the franchise every single time.
Okay.
Besides his acting cut. So it's just next level marketing for this guy. It's Luda. It's yeah. Oh gosh, dang it, dog. This franchise was so good that it started 1, 2. Tokyo Drift was number 3 and didn't have anyone in it from the original 1 and 2.
Is it completely different?
Okay, yes. So Tokyo Drift is the 3rd installment, and it takes place as Sean is transferred to live with his dad through a court thing because he gets in trouble, and he's like, "Go live with your father now." He lives in Tokyo because he's like
okay,
like an army brat.
Army brat.
Goes to a high school in Tokyo. Who's there? Obviously Bow Wow. At the end of his music career. He's like BET 106 in Park Bow Wow. So everyone's like, oh shit, that's fucking Bow Wow. What the fuck? He's not Lil no more. So then he becomes a drift king throughout the end of the movie because that's how they race there. They drift. And so that's the whole point. But he has a mentor named Han. Okay. Mentor named Han. The third movie. The third movie, Han dies in a car accident.
Damn, that's tragic.
So the third movie takes place after number 7 in the franchise. Okay.
So
hang on. It goes 1, 2.
So 1 through 9 isn't the timeline.
No.
Wow.
Because 4 and 5, at the very end of number 3, Vin Diesel shows up. Fun fact: the reason he shows up is because they were taught the Universal, I think, is who owns it, I believe. Whoever owns it was like, come back for the third one, please. Like, because he was in the middle of a contract buyout for the Chronicles of Riddick. And they were like, we'll give you the franchise in a contract form. Literally, we'll sign it over if you come do this cameo. He was like, okay, easily. And then we got Riddick 3 and soon number 4 starts filming in June. Which is nuts.
Crazy.
I love it so much. So that's where number 3 is. Han dies, and that's why Vin comes back because him and Han were like best friends. Okay. Number 4, 5, I believe, has Han. No, number 5 and 6 have Han. Okay, and you're like, what the fuck? Takes place at a different time, or it's later on in the timeline. You see later on that Han faked his death. Okay.
Of course.
But he was attempted to be killed by Jason Statham, who was the villain of the 8th movie.
Of the 8th movie.
Okay. So then Jason Statham's there because in number 8, his brother dies because he's the villain of number 8. So at the very end, he's like, Dominic Toretto, you don't know me, but you're about to. Or 7 and 8. Now 8 is Jason Statham. Okay. Finds out that it was all a fake death, and Han faked his death the entire time. You find out, I think, at 9 when Vin Diesel sees him again, and you're like, oh my god. But then at the end of number 9, Jason Statham's like working out. Also, Jason Statham and The Rock have their own spin-off movie where Idris Elba is a superhuman, almost genetically hybrid, where he's like beats the fuck out of them, and they beat him in the very end. It like had like over $1 billion. Like, it was a box office fucking hit. It was nuts.
I'm mind blown. What the fuck?
Kevin Hart made an appearance.
Okay.
It's a Rock movie.
Of course.
This came out, I think, right after the first Jumanji, right before the second one came out.
Oh, God. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how that went. So then number 9 is where, to an extent, they all work together to take, like, Jason Statham helps them to an extent.
Wow.
Okay? But he doesn't know Han's alive. At the very end of number 9, Jason Statham's working out, and then he knocks on the door, and it's the post-credit scene, and Han opens the door. Or that's the door, is Han there. And so number 10, apparently, they're all working together, and they're selling aside their differences. The Rock's not in this one because he had a contract. He didn't like Tyrese and Vin Diesel. Yeah. And they didn't like each other. So it's just a big, yeah.
Fuck The Rock.
Even though Vin Diesel fought to get The Rock in there.
Yeah.
And then it was just, he was like, I'm the face of it now.
Don't those two only communicate by Instagram caption?
Eventually.
You ever seen that?
Yes, of course.
They're always talking shit.
That's how bad it got.
Yeah,
because they were like they didn't talk to each other unless they had to on screen.
Yeah,
which is just
their contracts too. I've heard are like The Rock can't look like he's losing a fight or something.
Yeah, he can never fully lose a fight.
Yeah.
Like that was a literal contract in number 6, I think, where they go to Brazil and he's like he's in charge of like the government team that's like set to take Dominic in, and he is like, yeah, he just plays this almost southern like version of Hobbs that you don't get the rest of the series, like the franchise. So he loses that like I don't give a shit. Like he sounds like Stone Cold Steve Austin almost in the first like installment of him. It makes no sense. But yeah, that's the franchise. Because and number 9, that's where everyone meets again, where Ludacris and them meet. Yeah. Bow Wow, the white dude, and one of their Japanese friends that was from the third movie. They're all 3 of them are working on to get a car to beat the speed takeoff of a fighter jet. They're trying to get the same level of speed to get it. And so
isn't that the 26-mile runway or whatever?
Something like that.
Yeah. I've seen memes of that.
Okay, yeah. And so they're the ones that make the rocket that send Ludacris and Tyrese to space. Then they get picked up at the end of the movie because they're still in space. They don't get out. A Russian like cosmonauts, they pick them up because they're in like a space. Yeah. And then they bring them home like 3 months later or some shit like that. Like legit, they keep it logical. It's fucking hysterical.
They keep it logical.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They were in a DeLorean, by the way.
Oh.
That's the vehicle that they strapped a rocket
Christ.
engine to. So.
You sit there and recap the timeline of the Fast and Furious movies so easily, but you have no idea how impressive that is to just be able to regurgitate nine movies worth of villains and connections and
that wasn't everything. It's just
I know, but like it's just off the top. That's incredibly impressive.
Number 7 was Paul Walker's last one. Or number 6 was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's very sad. It was right when "See You Again" the song came out.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen the scene.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've seen another scene. I've seen Paul Walker say "cuh."
I said, forget about it, cuz.
Forget about it, cuz.
Yeah. That's the only clip I've ever seen him in, besides the like splitting.
He goes to Miami because Vin Diesel's not in the second one at all. He didn't want to be in him.
Really?
At all.
Yeah. I came back for the cameo.
Yeah. So it was about him going to Miami where he has to take down a drug cartel or a drug kingpin with Tyrese, which is his buddy from childhood. But Paul Walker's a cop, and he never trusted him. But he had nothing to do with the reason he got locked up. It was just a weird situation. Yeah. Just childhood dumb shit. Goodness gracious.
We're trying to film this. We're filming Sunday.
Yeah.
Tried to film Friday.
Yeah.
When I was leaving my house, I got stuck in a ditch. Just got my truck stuck in the ditch.
Do you have any pictures of that?
I do, yeah. It was just stupid, man.
It's right about here, guys.
Yeah. It was dumb. But anyway,
this is about to be the best clipped in episode ever. We're gonna have so much good shit just right here, right there.
Stuff, man. Yeah. So anyway, my dad's friend had to come over, and the weird thing about my dad's friend is he's dad's age, so he's 60-ish, But he fucks with anime so much. Like he has his DVD anime collection. It's like a game exchange, like their wall. He has everything.
Oh, that's so
every
awesome.
Season of everything, and so he's just like so different than Dad because Dad's like, let me watch football, let me watch Alaskan Bush People, blah blah blah, and so he came over to pull me out of the ditch, and he had bought like a new
box set
or the new Ruby Justice League movie.
Oh yeah,
he was like showing me that he bought it, and then we started talking about Dragon Ball Z. And I let my fucking mask down around Dad for the first time ever. And I sat there with Rock and I talked about Dragon Ball Z for like 15 minutes. Like in depth, we were talking about, because I turned him on to like my collectible shop. He'd only ever gone to Walmart to get shit. And so I told him about this collectible shop, and he's bought like fucking so much shit.
Almost a store.
So he's like always coming over showing me stuff. And we got to talking about Dragon Ball, and I was like, blah, 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 the Cell Saga, Majin Buu, and he was telling me what he liked. And after a little bit, I look over at Dad, and I've only one other time left him speechless. But that man was looking at me with his mouth open.
Just like...
He was literally dumbfounded. The only other time I've left him speechless was when I told him we were having a baby.
Oh.
Like, literally, he had nothing to say to me.
My boy actually knows stuff.
No, he was disappointed.
Oh,
no, because disappointed. He doesn't understand that shit. Like he doesn't
clip that.
Yeah, he doesn't like cartoons. He doesn't care about anime or that shit. He doesn't understand why somebody would want to watch that. Or like Rock is super into like the director's cut and director's commentary.
Yes.
Behind the scenes, and Dad is just like, that's the stupidest shit I've ever fucking heard.
God damn
and
it.
so when I let my mask down and I really like, because my dad, I don't think my dad really understands
Did your dad go
anything about me other than our like Venn diagram of interests is
hogs,
is
sports,
hogs. Yeah. So he's never really seen that before, I don't think, and it was really eye-opening for him, I believe.
That makes me so happy. Does he like watch DVDs a lot and movies? And if he does, is he a bonus features man where he watched like no man?
For dad, if it's not something that just makes him laugh really hard, like Pineapple Express or something like that, he loved the interview, the North Korea video.
Yes.
He loved that video or that movie.
Yes.
So anything that makes him laugh, it's like it's good. But if it makes him think, he's never gonna get it. Like unless they spell it out, unless they tell you specifically, like if you have to infer it, he's not gonna get it. That's him.
I've turned my father into such a cinephile.
Really?
That it's insane. Like the other day he said, "Hey bud, this boy we watched from that show, he's in this movie. I think you might want to watch it. It's pretty good." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And it was Riley and Jonesy from Letterkenny.
Okay.
They're in a Gordie Howe movie, which is I'm so fucking sorry, which is a hockey movie. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, which is a hockey movie based off one of the most iconic hockey players of all time. All right. And they play his sons. Okay. And it's so fucking, the movie's so good. But the fact that my dad was like, "Hey, those two boys from that show that we watched, they're in this one.
Really?
You would love this movie." The fact that he's also like, "Oh fuck, they're in this.
Damn.
I might want to check this out because I like them in this." Like he was never like, I showed him the Green Hornet bonus features where it showed all the cool makings of the car and right when it first came out, boom, changed his life forever. He is not every single time a DVD comes out, he's like, "I watch how they do the fight scenes." He has all the John Wicks because of like he wants to figure out how they were doing the choreography, how they did the gun stuff. He's like, he'll watch YouTube videos on Keanu Reeves, like how he trained for that.
For real.
He didn't know how to work. He was watching like old train videos on YouTube in like 2015 when I was graduating. Now he's just like, "Hey, here's this link. Like you love this." Like doesn't really know how to use it, but boy knows the internet now. He knows movies and stuff now. It's so good. Because you and I grew up kind of in the same area to an extent of whether it was Sugarloaf or to an extent of just like the Boonies, where we had to watch DVDs or we had like the 3 channels, or like when the boxes came out in like 2011 or something like that, where you had to get them, where they were like cutting everything off and you had to get like the converters or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, the analog to digital.
Yes,
that was catastrophic for my dad.
Bro,
My
dad was
distraught.
Didn't know what to fucking do with himself, like genuinely. And I remember the first time we got the CW.
Yeah, I did, because we went from 3 channels, and my dad was like, "This is the biggest bullshit. How fucking dare it?" And we plugged it in, and then we had 16 channels or something because it picked up more. Yeah. And it was the best day of his life.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
I remember it was a Sunday when we got it, and the first movie that came on the CW, like the Sunday movies were the CW thing for a while, and it was Honey, I Married an Axe Murderer, which is a Michael Myers movie. It's a comedy movie, where it's him essentially and the mom from Last Man Standing. But it's like when they're all really young. Like this is like pre-Austin Powers. This is how young this is. So it's so fucking good. Like it's such a good comedy movie for back in the day. Like it was like stuff like that with like when Steve Martin was like the greatest actor of cinema history at the time. Oh, you know what I mean? It was like rivaling stuff like that. It was so good.
CW. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No.
Fuck, I didn't mean to cut you
off. No, the CW what?
Has it always been the CW?
No, it was something else, I'm sure.
But because I remember watching Degrassi, like back when Drake was Jimmy, like that era, back on whatever the CW would have been. Was it still the CW?
I genuinely couldn't tell you. I maybe it was a rebrand, I assume, or something like that. But no, I also remember. Gosh,
dude, because that was real. That was like one of the only shows I've ever like watched as every day, like new.
Oh man, what a deep cut.
Yeah,
a lot of fans don't even really care, or the young ones don't even remember that he was a TV actor at one point. This man used to do French fry commercials. Y'all silly.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it. Oh man, what was it? Oh, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. Not doing another intro. Got big news. Netflix. I'm sorry, not Netflix. We're not doing that right now. They're still working on it. Avatar Studios have officially announced that October 10th, 2025, the first movie will hit theaters. Yep. And it will be based on Aang and his friends when they're adults.
Yep. I've seen early 30s, late 20s.
This is going to be
fully fledged Avatar. God damn.
Amazing. Like, it's going to be so good.
The picture I've seen, Zuko's hair is gorgeous.
Oh my
God.
What are the odds they'll all come back?
The voice actor?
Yeah.
I don't know. I bet none of them do.
Right? Because they're older now, so logically it would make them sense for them to be.
It wouldn't make. Yeah, I bet none of them come back. I mean, if they wanted to go for legacy, Dante Bosco.
No, that's what
I don't. What have you heard? Like Aang's voice actor? Of course not. Like he was like a kid, you know.
Yeah, well, it'd probably be. What if they just brought him with the same voices, but they're older now? You know what I mean? It could be something like.
They could. Shit, I don't know.
Because Dante's older now,
yeah,
but he still kind of has like a little bit older raspiness to his voice, where he's kind of seasoned well. So
I don't know.
Maybe, but I think that movie is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm stoked, but at least we don't know fucking shit about it. So
no, not at all. That's a movie that I'm like, hey man, don't forget to bring Ruby to this, because she's little one's gonna want to know. She's gonna want to know the world that's happening. Here's something that I think that you and I talked about. I've never seen Korra, ever.
Legend of Korra?
Yeah.
Wow.
Never. And so we watch. So I put on the series for the cats. Like I'll just run episodes all day, so they don't run the house rampant. So they have voices around.
Sure.
It helps. So the whole series they played through.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple cats were on the couch watching it.
Really?
I swear on everything. They were just chilled.
Wow.
Just relaxing. And so I put on Korra and I watched the first 5 minutes of the episode. And Allison came in and she was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And I'm like tearing up. Like I have goosebumps. And I'm like, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I saw Katara. Like what? She's like,
yeah.
You've never seen this? And I was like, no. Like my food had gotten cold. Like I was just standing there like in awe. Like I was like, this is
life-changing
shit. Incredible. So my mission now is to finish it to start it and finish it very soon.
Okay, Avatar is better, but Korra hit me way harder, and I think I liked it more.
I didn't get goosebumps like that, like to the Avatar. I didn't expect it to be that like, oh, I'm gonna get behind this real quick. Yeah. And this was the fastest anime. I was like, oh, well, this is gonna change everything for me.
Yep.
I forgot I had tequila in my tea.
God damn, I was wondering what you.
And I was like, why did that taste weird? And it just it's tequila.
Do you believe all the hype around the Flash?
Yes.
Do you? All of these people are saying it's going to be not the greatest DC, the greatest comic book movie. Like,
okay, so here's my logic.
What?
They've shown us all the crossovers already, right? Like, hang on, they've shown us the crossovers that people are like, oh, this is who it's about.
What we saw, Batfleck and Keaton and Zod and blah blah blah.
But Barry doesn't get Flashpoint correct on the first try. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't, like, so I genuinely think he's going to go to other universes at first.
Yeah, there's definitely got to be shit they have.
I want to know what cameos.
Yeah.
Like, for people to be like, this is the greatest comic book movie ever. I want to know what cameos and heroes are showing up. Villains, what universes you're visiting. I want to see the groundbreaking VFX that are supposed to change the game like you're James Cameron all of a sudden.
Dude, it's got to be some crazy fucking shit. It's got to be just incredible.
And I'm here for it.
I think it's weird, though, that I saw specifically that they said Grant Gustin does not make an appearance.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird that they have specifically said that.
No one was even like, is Grant gonna be in it? Is he gonna take over fully? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
They were just like, Grant Gustin's not gonna be in this movie.
It's weird though.
Okay.
You could have Zod or whatever. You could have a random.
Do you think it's an Andrew Garfield thing where he went on interviews and he was just like, I'm not in it. It's not me.
I really would hope so.
I want to know who there's theory that the reason the other Barry that doesn't have powers, the reason that he wears so much yellow is because he's gonna be evil in the end and become.
I've heard some
the
shit.
Reverse
He's about
Flash.
to be the Dark Flash or the one that has like the black char all over him.
Apparently, he's supposed to be like the Reverse Flash at the very end. That's why he wears in all the stuff. Mainly, when you see him before he gets the powers, he's just always wearing yellow.
Interesting.
So it kind of makes sense to an extent.
Because I've heard a lot about the trailers and shit. None of Act 3 has been shown. Like, not a single scene from Act 3 has been shown. So that could make perfect sense. That Barry fucks some shit up on his first try of Flashpoint, ruins
even
other Barry shit.
It happens. It has to happen.
Yeah.
He has to lose his mom.
Yeah.
So what if that Barry that has his mom, he doesn't want to lose his mom.
Doesn't want that.
He doesn't so he's just like, no one has to die. Like they have a fight essentially where he's like, no, I'm not losing my mom. Fuck you.
Dude. It's gonna be crazy.
I think it's gonna be spectacular. Truly. No one is going to expect this movie to do bad.
Yeah.
It's
bomb. Gonna be phenomenal in the box office. It's gonna 100%. Be one of the best comic book movies ever made. Gonna do phenomenal. Yeah. And they're still gonna have to fire Ezra Miller.
100%.
They still have to fucking fire him.
That's the episode, guys. I'm Doug. He's Ray. Thank you guys so much. We love you so much. R.I.P. Jerry Springer. You're the absolute GOAT. Be kind to one another. Please drink plenty of water, and we love you guys.
Get your pet spayed and neutered.
Yep. Be safe.